We have been together for a year. You might known us as 4 Peas in the Pod, but we created a new show for a new network, and
the GoCast network.
The GoCast network. So we're going to be balancing everything right now. So, but
come to a decision to just really take things into our own hands and do things for ourselves as opposed to just waiting for it to happen. So hopefully you guys out there can relate to us.
And that's the thing, is it's not just the people in Los Angeles
right.
who will listen and say, hey, we know we have to do this and yada yada and get these photos, blah blah blah,
right.
taken care of. But it's anybody who can't make that transition yet to Los Angeles, and from anywhere across the country.
Yeah. Because honestly, when I moved out here from New Jersey, and all I knew was get a job in a restaurant and get auditions. And let me tell you, that's like a smidgen of it.
Yeah.
There's way more.
It's a silly business, man. It's a game, and you always got to remember it's a game. Either choose to play the game or don't play the game. Right. You know what I mean? There's no rhyme or reason to it. You can be successful on a show case in point, Bryan Cranston, I did Malcolm in the Middle with that dude for 7 years. We were about to do this little web series. We wound up doing it later, but we were about to do this little web series that came from French stuff. And he was like, well, no, I got to go do this pilot for this show. It's not going to be very good. It was Breaking Bad. It's not good, so...
I kind of like the idea, too, of for every failed audition you have, go out and create your own project that you can feel good about. Because, I mean, and that's
brilliant. That's brilliant.
I mean, part of what we're doing here and part of, all of the side projects that we all do is trying to make sure that it doesn't get to the point where you are resenting what you're doing, where you're not enjoying it and you're not feeling that passion and the love and the creativeness. So
that's absolutely necessary, particularly these days when, look, I'm right here in my pocket. I'm holding up my phone just now. I have the ability to shoot, frankly, write, and produce something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's the great news about the fact that, look, the industrial model has changed.
There's somebody at every studio, at every major agency, at most of the big casting offices watching the internet to see what's getting hot. Mm-hmm. Because that's really the way to the front of the line now, is if you can sustain a fan base and prove to people, hey, look, it's not about buying Twitter followers or bullshit like that. Mm-hmm. It's about being able to engage and have people who are excited about what it is that you're doing.
You need to be driven to act. If you're not acting, then you're not really living your life as an artist. Mm-hmm. And it takes that devotion. If you have problems memorizing, you need to be memorizing every day. Mm-hmm. We can hone our craft. And so much has been going on about the business of acting. Mm-hmm. And I've written a whole book about doing that. But first is the acting. Mm-hmm. And that drive to be good. And not accepting, this will be good enough. Mm-hmm. Nothing is good enough.